July 9th, St. John Fisher, martyr. St. John Fisher was born at Beverley, Yorkshire, England in 1469, was the son of a draper. He was educated at Cambridge and thereafter was always connected with the life of the university. He was appointed Bishop of Rochester in 1504, and in the same year was elected Chancellor of Cambridge University, to which post he was re-elected annually for 10 years and then appointed for life. When the question of the divorce of Henry VIII from Queen Catherine arose, Fisher became the Queen's chief supporter and most trusted counselor. In this capacity, he appeared on the Queen's behalf in the legate's court, where he startled his hearers by the directness of his language, and most of all by declaring that, like St. John the Baptist, he was ready to die on behalf of the indissolubility of marriage. He was arrested several times because of his opposition to the king, and finally, in 1534, was sent to the Tower of London for refusing to take the oath of supremacy. In May 1535, Pope Paul III created Fisher cardinal priest of St. Vitalis, his motive being apparently to induce Henry by this mark of esteem to treat the bishop less severely. The effect was precisely the reverse. Henry forbade the cardinal's hat to be brought to England, declaring that he would send the head to Rome for it instead. In June, a special commission for Fisher's trial was issued, and on June 17th he was arraigned in Westminster Hall on a charge of treason, in that he had denied the king to be supreme head of the church. He was declared guilty and condemned to be hanged, drawn, and quartered at Tyburn, but the mode of execution was changed, and instead he was beheaded on Tower Hill. The martyr's last moments were thoroughly in keeping with his previous life. He met death with a calm, dignified courage, which profoundly impressed all present. His headless body was stripped and left on the scaffold till evening, when it was thrown naked into a grave in the churchyard of All Hallows, Barking. Thence it was removed a fortnight later, and laid beside that of Sir Thomas More in the church of St. Peter ad Vincula by the Tower. His head was stuck upon a pole on London Bridge, but its ruddy and lifelike appearance excited so much attention that after a fortnight it was thrown into the Thames, its place being taken by that of Sir Thomas More, whose martyrdom occurred a few weeks later, July 6th. John Fisher died with the Te Deum on his lips and was canonized in 1935. Reflection. St. John Fisher, by suffering and death, acquires the crown of martyrdom. In reproving iniquity, he loses his life for justice' sake, but he secures the possession of immortal glory. Have you never endangered your salvation by flattering the vices, or weakly condescending to the disorders of those whom you might or ought to have charitably admonished, forfeiting everlasting happiness through human respect?